Nobody expected a single magazine interview to throw the WNBA into another controversy. But that's exactly what happened. One comment from Caitlin Clark suddenly had fans arguing, media personalities debating, and some of the biggest names in sports weighing in on the future of women's basketball. Then Stephen A. Smith stepped into the conversation, and when he did, the discussion stopped being about one player and became something much bigger. Because this wasn't just about Caitlin Clark anymore, it was about popularity, it was about attention. And according to some critics, it was about whether the WNBA is fully prepared for the biggest spotlight the league has ever seen. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. Fresh off being named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year, Clark was already dominating headlines. Her rookie season had shattered expectations. Arenas were packed. Television ratings were soaring. Merchandise sales were exploding. Everywhere she went, attention followed. But then came the quote. During her interview, Clark acknowledged that race played a role in how some people viewed her success. She also recognized the contributions of Black women who helped build the league long before she arrived. Almost immediately, reactions flooded social media. Some fans praised her comments, others criticized them. And before long, what started as a thoughtful conversation turned into another chapter in the never-ending Caitlin Clark debate. But that was only the beginning. Because while fans argued online, Stephen A. Smith was preparing to say something many people inside basketball had been thinking for months. And once he said it publicly, there was no putting the toothpaste back in the tube. For months, one question had quietly followed the WNBA everywhere. Why does it sometimes feel like Caitlin Clark's popularity makes certain people uncomfortable? That's the question Stephen A. decided to tackle head-on, and he didn't exactly tiptoe around it. Appearing on national television, Smith argued that some voices around the league seemed more frustrated by Clark's success than excited about what it meant for women's basketball. His point wasn't that Clark was the greatest player in league history. His point was something else entirely. According to Smith, sports leagues spend decades searching for transformational stars. The NBA found one in Michael Jordan. The NFL found one in Patrick Mahomes. The NBA found another in Steph Curry. Players like that don't just win games. They attract audiences. They create new fans. They bring sponsors. And most importantly, they make people pay attention. Smith argued that Caitlin Clark had become exactly that kind of figure for the WNBA. Whether fans loved her or hated her, they were watching. And the numbers backed it up. Games featuring Clark consistently generated massive television audiences. Road arenas filled with fans hoping to see her play. Teams moved games into larger venues. Ticket prices surged. Corporate sponsors lined up. Suddenly, women's basketball was becoming part of mainstream sports conversations on a daily basis. That should have been a dream scenario. Instead, it sometimes felt like every positive moment came attached to another controversy, and that's where things started getting complicated. Because while Clark's popularity continued growing, so did discussions surrounding rivalries, officiating, and treatment on the court. Every hard foul became a headline. Every heated exchange became a viral clip. Every disagreement turned into a social media war. At times, it felt like the entire league was operating under a microscope. And nowhere was that more obvious than during some of the physical confrontations Clark experienced throughout the season. Fans began noticing a pattern. Whenever Clark took a hard hit, the reaction online was immediate. Supporters argued she wasn't receiving enough protection from officials. Critics responded that physical basketball is simply part of the game. The debate became endless. But perception matters, and perception was becoming reality for many viewers.